Our final 6-mark question is about digital and analog waves. It tells us that sound waves are analog, that the digital radio receives a digital wave, and that the digital radio produces a sound wave for radio to hear, which is also analog. So you need to explain how and why the signal is transmitted as a digital signal rather than an analog signal. Let's have a look at the mark scheme. So for the 6 marks, you need to tell us the difference between analog and digital signals, describe some of the steps in transmitting a recorded signal, and also explain the advantages of a digital signal. So the difference between analog and digital signals are that analog signals vary continuously, digital signals have only 2 values. That's the most important thing to say, and that's got out of the way what an analog and digital signal is. In terms of transmission, you should appreciate that at the transmission station, they are converting the analog sound wave into a digital signal that's being transmitted on a wave then by electromagnetic radiation, and that the receiver, the digital radio, converts that back to an analog signal, and the loudspeaker produces analog sound for radio to hear. You could talk about noise being picked up in the transmission. And finally, the advantages of the digital signal then are that, and this is the biggest advantage of a digital signal, is that if you have, because there's only 2 possible values, 1 or 0, if you get noise picked up on the signal, which upsets the signal a little bit, it's much easier to reconstruct it if you know reconstruct the wave if you know there are only 2 values, on or off. However, an analog signal has a wide range of different values, and it's very difficult to reconstruct a signal that's had noise in it. Also, digital signals are easily stored on a computer, easily processed, and you can actually transmit more information by digital signals. So if you've got some of those advantages, you'd possibly be able to get up to 6 marks there. It is aimed at grades up to B, so it's sort of an intermediate level 6-mark question.